Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do messages from the litter box for today. Today is Saturday. It is August 1st, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Two, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. It all might resonate. Affirmations, litter box, oracle. Use your discernment. Purring Prophet, messages from the litter box, Mercy Morgana. I said in one of the readings this morning, that she has an Etsy shop. Okay. Mercy Morgana, the Purring Prophet, messages from the litter box. I keep saying I'm going to hit it with my palm, and instead I keep banging it with my fist. That didn't sound right. We got one on the table. Two on the table. Someone is acting as though something was the plan all along, but it really wasn't. And now they feel like they're trapped, like they're stuck. But they're putting out to the outside world like, oh no, this is where I meant to go, or this is what I meant to do, or this was the career I chose, or this is the person I always wanted to be with. And behind the scenes, they're like, they're like, no, this is not what I wanted. This person doesn't really know what they want. This person, they get really angry at themselves because it's almost like they can't make up their minds. We got 3 on the table. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. Whomever this is someone that probably was pretty active at one point. Could be like active physically, like sports, exercise, that kind of thing. But also active like mentally, like, maybe they were a reader, they like to study, they like to take classes on the side, they like to read the newspaper, they have their 3 favorite magazines that they read every month, like knowledge type stuff. Somebody likes to absorb knowledge, and they're just now coming to the realization that wherever they were, that they planned to be at, I wanted this. Now they're realizing they don't want it. Now they're realizing, like, I need to get up and move because I have been stuck here for how fucking long? It's very much giving me like karmic situation, like whether they're stuck with a friend group, they're stuck like living with their family when they used to be like out on their own and now they need to be back out on their own, or if this is a relationship and they got into a relationship with someone and they realize, shit, this person is going nowhere. And that's not to be mean, right? Because everybody's different, you know? Um, Not everybody is awakened or enlightened or healing. Some that are still don't move as others do, and some do. Some always have a lot going on. Some are very active, right? But it's giving me like karmic energy. Like somebody didn't realize that their whole friend group was just like, lazy people that, they want to get up, go to work, come home, smoke a bowl, go to bed. Like on the weekend, they want to go to the bar and play pool and fuck around and then go home and go to bed, you know. Whereas this person likes to do stuff, likes to enrich their life, and they're not surrounded by people like that. And if they got into a relationship with someone, the same thing. Like they got into a relationship with someone that's has been happy with like the humdrum of life. And again, maybe that's fine for them, but to this person, it's karmic. It's not, it's toxic. It's not how this person lives. Two more shuffles. That's why, like, the more and more I think about, like, me getting into a relationship, if I were to get into a relationship, like, that person needs to be fucking active. Like, I feel like I need somebody to be more active than me to get me more active. Does that make sense? Y'all are probably looking at me like I'm crazy because how active do you need to be, Kim? But seriously, like, I think I would prefer someone more active to keep my ass going. Like, I don't want somebody lazy that sits at home and does nothing. And no offense, if you follow, if you subscribe, I talk about the ex-husband all the time. When him and I were together, two very karmic energies. Like the two of us together, very karmic, very toxic. Now that we're divorced and we're separate and we do our own things, he does his own stuff. He does his own stuff, And he's always been a very intellectual type. Like he likes to read all kinds of stuff, comic books, articles. He likes to listen to books on tape, all kinds of stuff. Very smart, intelligent man, seriously. But I felt like when we were together, that's part of the thing, right? Like that's part of the karmic, the toxicity of it all. Like we just weren't supposed to be together. Separate, we're both amazing. We're both, on point. We're both like active. But together, mm-mm. It did not work. Last shuffle. And sometimes that happens. We got 4 on the table. 5 with bottom of the deck. All right, I'm just gonna say it. I feel like this might be about a relationship, because these last 2 cards almost feel like they're a different person, but talking to this person. Someone's whomever this person is in these 2 cards, very clingy, very yeah, very toxic, very controlling. It's kind of funny because I did one of the readings earlier, and I can't remember which one it was about, but it was about money. It was about somebody like in a friend group feeling like they always had to pay for everything. This is like whomever this second person is, it's like they buy something for this first person in the first three cards, and it's like they don't even know like their partner, like they don't listen to their partner or whatever, because they literally just go out and buy them anything. And when the partner, the person in the first three cards is like, oh, this is a gift, like what do I do with this, like I don't want this. And then this person gets angry and they're like, you're ungrateful and you don't want, like, what's the matter with you, and da 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 da. It gives the vibes of like the first person always buys for them, and now the second person buys them something, just like a little token, like, here you go, here's a pop figure, and the other person's like, I don't collect that, like I don't, like I don't know why you would buy me that. And then the second person's like, oh, that's ungrateful, like you're ungrateful. It's like, dude, I don't know. There's something here about like a controlling energy, and almost like, pardon me, almost like trying to give someone a gift to keep them there. But like I said, in the first three cards, somebody's realizing like they're somewhere where they don't belong. Let me show you what we got. We've got, I am not stuck. I meant to do this. If I look panicked, you're imagining it. This was the plan all along. Somebody is pretending like they're happy where they're at and this was the plan, but on the inside they like hate it there. They like don't want to be with another person. Pet me exactly 3 times or I bite. 1 stroke, annoying. 2, fine. 3, perfect. 4, you have chosen violence. The zoomies have possessed me. I must sprint at full speed for reasons beyond mortal comprehension. This person realizes they need to get out of this situation. These are, pardon me, these are the last, pardon me, these are the last 2 cards. You smell different. Explain. Where have you been? Who have you touched? Do I smell another animal? This is a betrayal. Someone's really controlling. I brought you a gift. Learn. You must train. The mouse was for you. Ungrateful. Feminine, masculine. Take how it resonates. Yeah, I feel like this is the first 3 cards are the person that wants to escape and leave a situation, and the last 2 cards are the situation that they're leaving behind. This is like what my mom would always say, like, this is up your butt. Like somebody is up somebody's butt like 24/7. Whomever this is, it's like that first person might have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on them, and then they turn up with like a little Uno card game or something. Like they literally turn up with something that costs like $5-10, and they're like, look at all I did for you. And this first person is like, what about all the shit I did for you? Pardon me. And you see this cat like leaning up against this person's foot, like up in their space. But I'm looking at the leg and the foot, and I'm thinking, whomever this first person is, like they're ready to put their foot down. Like they're tired. They're tired of a situation. I just heard so soon. So soon. So maybe they haven't been with this person a long time. Or like if this is happening now, like maybe they just got together in like a few weeks, a few months, it's going to be like down the drain. I just I just heard it's going to get messy and unbearable. Not today, but yesterday I was unpacking at work. If you guys follow, subscribe, you know my story about the guy I was in love with last year. And I was talking to my friend. She's actually a mutual friend of his and mine, okay? She doesn't she doesn't talk to him that often. Only like if they're ever next to each other picking or packing. Otherwise she doesn't really talk to him. And and she doesn't hang out with any of the people that he hangs out with, because he hangs out with all the people that I used to hang out with, and then I got the boot. I got kicked out, and then he took my place basically. Basically, because my friends no longer wanted to be friends with me, they wanted to be friends with him. So I was talking to her yesterday, and she was talking about how the rumor is that he was going out with the one friend of mine first, and then that didn't work out, and now he's going out with the other friend, who again is the one that has the husband. He's not her husband, but they've been together like 17 years. They're in their early mid 30s. They've been together a long time, and their two kids are teenagers. So now the rumor is that he's with her. And and she's looking at me and she goes, messy, messy, messy. And it's true. It's true. What if it doesn't work out between them? And what if he decides to go after someone else in the warehouse? I feel like, so supposedly the first friend that he supposedly got with is with somebody else. Supposedly she's dating somebody. I don't know. That's what I heard. Okay. So the second one, if it doesn't work out with her, depending on which way it goes, like who breaks up with who, like he's just going to go start seeing someone else in the department. Like he's just going to pick some random girl. I mean, there's really not that many to choose from after, like they all tend to get a little bit older after that. And some of them are married. And yeah, I just, when she said that, she's like, messy, messy, messy. And it makes me realize um, like how glad I am that I've never fallen into a relationship with anybody from work. I've had the I was in love with him. I've had crushes on other guys at work before, but have never ever in my past gotten with somebody that I worked with. Never actually had it happen. And it's watching situations like this that make me realize like how glad I actually am that I didn't, because if they're together and something happens and they break up, or maybe they're not technically together but they're together but then they won't be and she goes back to her husband, or like he or the other guy sleeps with somebody else, like that's not going to end pretty, I don't think. And I told you guys that what God told me, that he has his own path to follow. Like he has karmic lessons coming his way. So I'm assuming this is going to be, and I said this the other day, I'm assuming this is going to be one of those karmic lessons. Anyway, it's just, I keep thinking that one day he's going to wake up and he's going to look at all the people at the lunch table that he hangs out with, including the married girlfriend, and he's going to be like, why am I here? Why am I here? I think too, one of the reasons why I was attracted to him, one of the reasons, well, first of all, I go for personality over looks usually. That's why I'm attracted to men and women, because I tend to fall in love with a personality and not an actual body, right? And I go for the soul for sure, like if you have an amazing soul, like I'm attracted to that. And he just always put off the vibe that he was more mature and he wasn't, like a doofus. No offense to the others. Because before he started hanging out with me, he was hanging out with, and I know this is going to sound weird, but he was hanging out with women and men that were older than me and was very comfortable in those interactions, having conversations and talking to these men and these women. And then when him and I met, because I trained him in packing, and then for some reason we started to get put next to each other and picking all the time. And then he started to get trained on the ram pack stuff to do the boxes and the machines and stuff. But he would always come and hang out with me at my station and leave his stuff at my station. And we were always together for months and months. We were together. And I can't imagine, like, and no offense to my ex friends, but they're like, I'm a Gemini, right? And people consider me flighty. A Gemini is flighty. These girls, these young women, these women, like, I mean, all they ever talk about is makeup and nails and concerts, and it's kind of like, but there's more to life than that. Like him and I actually had conversations about his career and what he wanted in life and, his past, like where he went to school and his travels. And, we had these like deep, meaningful conversations, which I'm assuming he had with the other older people. I just can't imagine him sitting at this table with these people who are around his age, but having like these, like, you know, conversations about like having to listen to these women talk about their nails and their makeup all day, or having to talk about Drake. I don't know what it is with them and Drake. I don't, every time I turn around, one of them's wearing a Drake t-shirt. Like, I just, don't even get me started on Drake. And, yeah. But I just don't picture it, because when I started to realize I had a thing for him, like I just thought, like, I kind of thought like my soul had met its match. Does that make sense? Like, I'm an old soul, he's an old soul. I just thought that's what it was. Like, we had this connection. And I know that he knew that we had the connection. I know he knew it. I know he knew it. He still knows that we have the connection. I just block it out as best I can. But yeah, it's kind of giving me that vibe. Like, one day I feel like the guy I was in love with is going to sit down at that table and he's going to look around at all the faces of his friends and he's going to realize, like, why am I here? Like, what are we talking about again? And I just get that same type of feeling for this character. Like, they're going to, if they haven't already, they're going to put their foot down. Like, they don't want to be here. Like, somebody's getting fed up with a situation. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I think I'm gonna leave it there because there's nothing here to indicate, like, the only thing is like I think eventually this person will get up and walk away. For sure. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope it resonated for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous Saturday, a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you later.